Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really zeroing in on strategic career management. It's something that, well, it affects everyone professionally, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Whether you're planning a change, dealing with something unexpected, or just want to fine-tune where you're headed, this is for you. Our main source today is the September 2025 Your Future newsletter from the Career Experts Group. It's a fantastic resource put together by, master career pros, aiming to help you really take back control of your career path.
And reclaiming control, that's absolutely the key phrase here. The job market today is so dynamic, so competitive.
Right.
Being proactive, having a strategy, it's not just nice to have, it's fundamental if you want to reach your goals. We'll be covering quite a bit.
Yeah.
Things like these surprising hiring trends. Ever heard of the boomerang employee?
Yeah.
And how to build your brand, maybe through speaking, even bouncing back after a job loss. It's all about making smart, deliberate choices.
Exactly. And we're not just, skimming the surface. We want to dig into the actual strategies that can make a difference.
Right.
We're talking maybe counterintuitive ideas on job hunting, ways to make your achievements really stand out, using your network effectively. It's about practical tools.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this. So let's kick things off with something I found really interesting. This boomerang employee trend. Get this.
Okay.
In March 2025, 35% of all new hires were actually people returning to a former employer.
Wow, 35%.
Yeah, and that's up from 31% the year before. But wait, in the information sector, it was a staggering 68%.
68? That's huge.
Right. So it's clearly happening. The big questions are, why is this happening, and what could it mean for your career?
Well, what's fascinating here is understanding the why. It's often not just about falling back on something familiar. Many professionals leave for very deliberate, growth-focused reasons.
Like what?
Well, maybe getting an advanced degree or intentionally gaining experience in a totally different industry to, broaden their skills. Sometimes it's following a spouse's career move or even trying their hand at entrepreneurship. So when these people come back, they're not just the same employee who left. They bring back really valuable outside perspectives, new skills, a fresh viewpoint. They might have seen different ways of working, learn new best practices. And the data from the Career Experts Group shows this. They often get about a 25% pay bump.
25%.
And often step into more senior roles. The big advantage is you already know the company culture, the people, the system, so onboarding is faster. But now you bring these extra capabilities. It's like getting a software upgrade.
Huh. That software upgrade idea is spot on. But like any move, there's got to be downsides, right? It can't always be the right decision.
Definitely not. You really need to watch out for potential pitfalls. I mean, think about why you left in the first place. If it was because of, say, really poor management or no room for advancement or maybe even a toxic culture, those deep-rooted problems, they rarely just fix themselves.
So you could end up right back where you started.
Exactly. And even if you left on good terms, there might be these sort of unspoken questions about your commitment this time around.
Like, are they just going to leave again?
Precisely. Which could affect whether you get put on important projects or considered for promotions down the line. And you also risk maybe falling behind peers who stayed and got promoted while you were gone.
Okay, so that leads to the need for some serious thinking before jumping back.
This is where a kind of strategic evaluation framework comes in. It's absolutely crucial. Before you even think about accepting a boomerang offer, you need to ask yourself some tough questions.
Right.
First, really examine why you left originally. Was it for growth or life changes you've now handled? If so, returning with new skills could be smart. But if it was fundamental workplace issues, have those really been fixed? Do you have actual proof, not just promises?
Good point. Evidence, not just words.
Second, look at your current situation. Is this return offer genuinely attractive because it fits your goals? Or, and be honest here, are you feeling a bit desperate after a tough job search?
Yeah. Desperation can cloud your judgment.
It really can. It weakens your negotiating power, too. And finally, connect it to the bigger picture. How does this move fit into your, say, 5 to 10-year career plan? Will you actually get new responsibilities, a better title, or are you just sliding back into something comfortable but maybe stagnant?
Okay, so let's say you do that evaluation, and returning looks like a genuinely strategic move. You see growth, real change. What's the game plan then?
Right. Well, first, negotiate. Don't just accept the first offer. Use that external experience you gained as leverage. Push for an expanded role, a higher title, and pay that reflects your current value.
And get it in writing.
Absolutely. Get any agreed upon changes documented. Second, plan your re-entry carefully. Ask for proper re-onboarding. Sure, you know the place, but things change. Set up check-ins, maybe 90 days, 180 days to make sure things are on track.
Good idea. Keeps everyone accountable.
And finally, protect yourself. Address any specific issues up front that caused you to leave before. Make sure everyone's clear on what's different now and how it'll be managed.
So it boils down to really asking yourself,
Yeah.
is this move genuinely taking me forward? Is it accelerating my career? Or does it just feel safe because it's familiar?
Yeah.
The really successful boomerang employees, they're crystal clear on their goals, and they see concrete evidence that this move propels them ahead.
Safety versus advancement. That's a key distinction.
Oh.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit from the boomerang idea to the overall job search. There was this story in the newsletter about a client who was just completely burnt out, applied to over 100 jobs in 9 months.
Wow, 100.
Yeah, got only 3 interviews, 0 offers.
Yeah.
And when asked what they were targeting, the answer was basically anything. I'm desperate. I can't be picky. So what does that tell us?
It tells us that the scattergun approach just doesn't work anymore. It's volume over value, and it's exhausting.
This client's experience is a perfect example of why a target list is so powerful. Once they stopped just firing off applications everywhere and started building a focused list of companies that actually aligned with their skills, their goals, their values, everything changed.
How so?
They started getting interviews, making real connections, and importantly, they got their confidence back. They went from feeling overwhelmed to being strategic. Forbes actually uses a great analogy that job search as a sales funnel.
Okay.
And just like in sales, focusing on a prioritized list of prospects, or in this case, employers, yields much better results. Your tailored approach has way more impact than just sending generic stuff out.
Makes sense.
Stephen Dalton, who wrote The 2-Hour Job Search, really emphasizes this. Know where you want to work first, then prioritize, reach out to people inside those companies, and you generate interviews much faster than just applying online. Efficiency comes from focus, not sheer volume.
This is super practical for anyone listening who's feeling that job search fatigue. A target list really helps you, doesn't it?
Excellent.
First, you can tailor your applications much more effectively. You're speaking directly to that company's needs, showing you've done your homework. Second, your networking becomes targeted. You know who to reach out to for insights or introductions.
Asking for advice, not just a job.
Exactly. And third, it just keeps you organized and feeling more in control, which is huge for confidence. You could even use an AI prompt to get started, like, I'm looking for an X role in the Y industry. List 20 companies, maybe specific size or location, known for innovation, sustainability, etc., with descriptions and keywords.
That's a great starting point. And then use LinkedIn strategically to connect with people at those target companies.
Okay, so you've got your target list, now the resume.
Right. Your resume needs to be a marketing document, not just a history lesson. It has to tell a story of your impact. So stop just listing duties.
What do you mean?
Instead of saying, manage social media, you prove your value. Say something like, increased audience engagement by 45% using a targeted content strategy. See the difference. It's about achievement.
Got it. Show, don't just tell.
Precisely. And context is everything. Don't just drop a metric. Frame it. So that 45% increase, maybe add in 6 months, targeting Gen Z after a brand relaunch, shifting to TikTok and Reels. That paints a much richer picture.
Okay, context and metrics. What kind of metrics?
Both kinds. Quantitative things you can count, like revenue, time saved, errors reduced, and qualitative, like improving team morale, strengthening client relationships, boosting brand perception, both matter.
And you mentioned front-loading metrics.
Yeah, put the result right at the start of the bullet point, like reduced processing delays by 40%. It grabs attention immediately. Remember, recruiters scan fast. Seconds, literally. And ATS looks for those results too.
Makes sense. Get the punchline first.
Exactly. And finally, keep it future-focused. Every point should subtly support where you want to go, not just where you've been. Reframe past tasks to highlight skills relevant to your next role. If you tracked inventory, maybe frame it as streamlined cross-functional workflows, if collaboration is your target.
Now, I know a lot of folks, myself included sometimes, feel awkward about this. It feels like bragging, this whole self-promotion thing on a resume.
It's a common feeling. But the Career Experts Group makes a great point. Stating facts about your impact isn't bragging. It's explaining why you're a strong candidate.
So how do you get past that awkwardness?
Try framing it as answering questions. What problems did I solve? How did I go above and beyond? What project shows my leadership skills? Thinking like that makes it about evidence, not ego.
That helps. What else?
Here's a neat trick. Quote someone else. It feels less like you're tooting your own horn. My manager called me a human Swiss Army knife for my adaptability. See?
Oh, I like that. Less direct.
Exactly. And don't discount your non-work expertise. Coached Little League. That's leadership, motivation, Excel wizard at home, that's data analysis, plan family reunions, project management, budget skills. Use those for before and after stories to show your impact.
Great examples. Okay, so resume dialed in. What else builds your career momentum?
Visibility. In today's world, opportunities don't always just knock. Often you have to create them by putting yourself out there.
How so?
Think public speaking, joining industry panels, maybe even guesting on podcasts. These aren't just for CEOs. They're powerful ways for anyone to boost their visibility, build credibility fast, and really establish themselves as someone knowledgeable in their field. Each time you speak, it's like a live demo of your expertise.
Okay, that sounds potentially powerful, but maybe a bit intimidating for some. How do you actually start doing that?
Good question. Start small. Offer to present something at a team meeting. Volunteer to moderate a panel at a local industry group. Pitch yourself to a smaller niche podcast in your area of expertise.
Build confidence gradually.
Exactly. It builds skills and gives you that social proof. And always, always align your topics with your brand. Talk about what you know and what you're passionate about. It comes across as more authentic.
Makes sense. Any other tips?
Yeah, try to think outside the box sometimes. Maybe co-host a discussion linking two different fields. Or moderate a panel that busts common myths in your industry. That gets attention.
You memorable.
Right. And remember, the visibility doesn't end when you step off stage. Post about it on LinkedIn behind the scenes. Key takeaways. Tag the organizers, other speakers. Multiply your reach.
Leverage the event afterwards.
Definitely. Build real relationships, too, with the hosts, your co-panelists, people in the audience. Follow up. You never know where those connections might lead. And finally, prepare like a pro. Know your key messages, just 2 or 3. Rehearse. And adapt to your audience. Credibility comes from being clear and relevant.
That's a solid roadmap for boosting visibility. Now let's touch on something tougher, something from the newsletter's Ask the Experts section.
Yeah.
It was about Carla T., who felt completely overwhelmed after losing her job unexpectedly. It's such a common and really disorienting experience, isn't it?
Really is. It can shake anyone's confidence. Feeling like your path got suddenly detoured. Regaining a sense of control is so important then.
Where do you even start when you feel like that?
Well, first, and this is often skipped, acknowledge the emotional side. Job loss is tough. Allow yourself time to process it. Then, actively focus on self-care routine, exercise, leaning on your support network, maybe even a coach. Set boundaries around the job search itself to avoid burnout.
Taking care of yourself first.
Crucial. Then, the practical stuff. Get a clear handle on your finances, severance, benefits, timeline, and think about how you'll frame any employment gap. Wasn't a void. It was a time for maybe learning, volunteering, refining your focus.
Right, turn it into a positive narrative.
Exactly. For networking, shift the focus slightly. Build connections, ask for advice and insights first, rather than immediately asking for job leads. And this brings us back to your value proposition. Be crystal clear on who you are now, what you offer, and how this experience, tough as it was, has maybe made you even more focused or resilient.
And the resume, does that need a special approach?
Absolutely. It needs a refresh. Think of it as an ad for your future potential. Make it results-driven. Pack it with keywords relevant to the roles you're targeting now. Use those strong action verbs, delivered, accelerated, streamlined.
Still focused on impact.
Always. Remember the 7-second scan. Use AI tools maybe to compare it against job descriptions, find keyword gaps, and always, always include a cover letter, even if it says optional.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if optional?
Yes. It shows you're serious, you've put in extra effort. It's your chance to tell that story of resilience and connect your unique journey directly to their needs.
That focus on resilience, on owning the narrative even when things are tough.
Yeah.
That seems key. Taking back control.
That really is the core message running through all of this. Whether you're thinking about a boomerang move strategically, refining your job search with focus, making your resume shout about your achievements, building your brand through speaking, or navigating a tough period like job loss, it all comes down to being proactive, strategic, and really self-aware, making conscious choices that align with where you truly want to go. Every step should be deliberate.
This deep dive really underlines that reclaiming control isn't just about grabbing any job. It's about strategically finding the right opportunities, the ones that actually push your career forward.
Exactly.
And sometimes, yeah, maybe the best path forward does lead back, but only if it's genuinely moving you ahead, not just back to what felt comfortable. So the question for you listening is, how will you apply these insights to make sure every step you take is a deliberate stride toward the future you really want?